should do this more often. Larry starts it off with the brat.
What's up?
What's up, Larry?
How about it, Brat? How you doing, Brat?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you, Larry?
Man, I'm kicking like a one-legged chicken. Hey, check this out. You're a man of your word. I'm not going to say what about, but you know. And you did what
Brad,
you said.
Brad, did you send Larry some beer a couple of months ago?
Yeah, I had to. I can't remember exactly. I think because I guaranteed that Georgia was going to whoop Alabama, and of course I was dead wrong as usual. So, I was happy to send that beer to old Larry.
Yeah, you took care of me. He did, Paul. He's a man of his word.
What kind of Larry? What brand did he send?
Bud Light.
Bud Light.
Yeah, it's green.
Well, Larry, anything else for the brat?
As far as I'm going.
Okay.
Hey, Brat, you know what? The look on Paul Finebaum's face when you said that about Georgia is priceless.
Well,
I wish I could.
I mean, Larry, the only reason we had him on here was we only had him on here so we could attack Alabama. I mean, if I knew that, I would have booked Connor O'Gara.
Oh my God! Oh, Brad, you done sharpened that tongue up, baby. You slicing and dicing. You ain't taking no damn prisoners. You don't give a damn.
But Larry, I want you, Larry, when you hang up,
brother.
Larry, I want you when you hang up, I want you to get ready for this next call because we got a dog ready to take on Michael Bratton. Daryl is up next.
We sure do. You know, I think Larry reminded you there, Brett, that you're a man of your word, just to remind you to make sure to send him this case of beer. I got a question for you. Georgia, okay, we're slipping. We haven't lost a regular season game in 2 years, okay? We lost one game last year by 3 points, and we're slipping. We got just about everybody back on the offensive line that was from last year, one of the top offensive lines in the country. Where is the slipping at, Brad? I don't get it.
Oh, it's going to happen on the field when they lose. You just said it yourself. They haven't lost a regular season game in 3 years. They're going to lose multiple this season.
Okay, we were not 1-5 against Alabama, by the way. Kirby, we were 1-5 against Nick Saban. You do know that Alabama was also 1-5 against Nick Saban, right? Let me ask you this: what happened the last time Alabama beat Georgia and we played them again? What happened the last time? The same thing is going to happen this time, Brad.
Are you talking about when Alabama had no receivers?
Oh, now you're going to start making excuses. Receivers hurt. Is that right? Yeah. You know what? Here's why Georgia has been 1-5 against Alabama, regardless if you want to admit it or not. Saban had the refs on his side, okay? We got a BS call last year in the SEC title game. We got BS calls when they beat us in overtime for the national title game, okay? When they finally called it straight up, we beat them. The quarterback went and ran his mouth, said that Georgia quit in the SEC title game, okay? We only lost by 3. If you think Kirby Smart doesn't know that, if you think Georgia's not going to show up and got that game circled in Tuscaloosa, then I don't. Who's your team? Who do you pull for? Who are you a fan of?
Paul, I don't know about you, but all I heard was excuses there from Mr.
I will answer Governor Bratton, avoiding the question. He went to Tennessee. Who do you think he pulls for?
Oh, he went to Tennessee, huh? The same Tennessee that we've owned, that was number 1 last year, that we spanked in between the hedges. Now I get it. Now I see why you think like you do, okay? You know what? Tennessee had the number 1 college football player out of the top 100. I thought that was surprising, but very good. But it's going to take more than one, Brad, to beat us. And I mean, we're just getting started, man. This dynasty is just rolling. So if you just say we're slipping, I don't get it, okay? I guarantee you we will win in Tuscaloosa. That we're going to beat them. Watch and see. I'll talk to you again after that.
So, hey, Brad, Daryl, let me ask Brad. So give me. We got the schedule up, Brad. Where are the Dogs going to lose?
At Alabama and at Ole Miss.
You said 3 losses earlier. Now it's only 2. It's down to 2. Next week it'll be down to 1, right? And then next week, after we beat Alabama,
no, I said multiple regular season losses. Bama and Ole Miss.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you, you called out, you said Ole Miss is going to have a good season. We need to see what Lane Kiffin can do on defense. He's always had a good offense. He just has always had a terrible defense, okay? So we need to see that. Saying that Texas is not going to make the 12-team playoff is absolutely comical. I mean, I don't see where you get that at. But, you know, I'm sorry.
Okay, Daryl, listen, we have to move on, but thanks for the call. Well done. Daryl taking on the Brat. I mean, you bought Larry off with with a $7 pack of beer, and now you may have a problem with this guy though. Johnny B is up next with the Brat.
No, I like Brad. He and Shane are pretty cool. I follow them pretty close, and I hope they get around here one day. We can sit down and have us a steak and some beer and have a good old time. But what I was wanting to ask him about and get his opinion is, too often you talked about Penn State earlier, letting Paterno stay too long. Bowden, letting, at FSU for too long. And I was just going to say, do you think it was just amazing the guts that Burns showed by going ahead and firing Saban and getting him on out before he continued that decline? How do you feel about that?
May I answer, Michael? Here's what Greg Byrne did. He watched Michael Bratton one day, and he said, "You know what? Our dynasty is decaying, so I'm going to have to call Nick in and give him the ziggy."
The first of last season, Bratton and I said the same thing, and you got all over me.
I did get upset with you.
And I want you to look what happened. Yeah, now look what's happened.
Well, Johnny, even Michael Bratton wouldn't say anything that ridiculous, or would you?
And now it's the decaying dogs is what I'm going to roll with this year when Georgia loses all these games.
Oh my God, we need to put this in the time capsule. All right, you're going to
thanks, Johnny.
I'll just,
I mean, listen, you have come on here. So you still have Georgia in the playoffs, though, right?
Yeah, and even if they lose a couple games, they may be favored to win the whole dang thing, Paul. Their schedule it's just as hard as Florida's, but very few people are recognizing that at this time.
But the two blinking red lights to you are Texas and LSU. They're not making the playoffs according to what you're suggesting.
Yeah, I don't think they will. Now, maybe if Texas, I've told you I think A&M beats Texas. We start winning games like that, you can change my mind, but I don't think Texas is an elite SEC program. They may have had one good year in the Big 12, but this is not the Big 12, Paul. This is the SEC. They're gonna severely disappoint.
And I really I don't understand where you're going on LSU. So let me close with the alma mater, Tennessee. What about them?
Yeah, I mean, I think Tennessee will be on the fringe of making the college football playoff. I think it's going to come down to that Alabama game. Okay. I know it's in Neyland Stadium. If Tennessee can beat Alabama, I think they're going to the college football playoff. But as of right now, I'm trying to be unbiased.
And Brad, has only 20 seconds left. As the mayor of Norman, Oklahoma, what about the Sooners?
Give me Oklahoma 9-3. That's good enough to almost make the playoff, but I don't know if that's going to cut it this year.
Okay, we'll see you in 2 weeks when we do the show live from Billy Napierville.
I'll be there.
Thank you, Michael. Can't wait. Michael Bratton joining us to close out this hour.